After getting pregnant, I could hear the thoughts of the baby inside me. Just as I was happily preparing to share the good news of my pregnancy with my parents, Waylon Jones and Audrey Jones, the baby inside me suddenly cried out for help. She said, "Mom, don't call. Grandpa and Grandma value boys over girls. If they find out I'm a girl, they'll definitely give you abortion pills. I really want to live." I turned off my phone in confusion, afraid that news of my pregnancy might get out. But that night, my house caught fire. I missed 99 distress calls from Waylon and Audrey. In the end, they could only helplessly perish in the flames. I was deeply heartbroken, and my husband, Theodore Carter, stayed by my side through those darkest days. Just as I was preparing to pull myself together, my daughter's voice from inside me came through again. She said, "Mom, you're so pitiful. Dad is secretly meeting his lover at the company. He's only being nice to you out of guilt." I instantly panicked, not knowing what to do. Without much thought, I rushed into Theodore's company, hoping to catch him cheating. But I ended up ruining a company contract worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Theodore was deeply disappointed in me and then brought out divorce papers, forcing me to sign them. I desperately tried to keep him, and then I heard my daughter's voice again. She said, "Dad hates women who keep pestering him. Mom, if you let go in time, Dad will come back begging for you after a while. Mom, don't be foolish. Leaving without taking any property during the divorce is the best choice." In the end, I listened to my daughter and chose to leave the marriage without taking any property. But when I became very poor and had to sleep on the streets, Theodore quickly married a girl who looked 70% like me. Moreover, at his wedding, every word he said blamed me for leaving so heartlessly back then. I cried as I went to find Theodore, but I was shattered by a red light running truck. As I was dying, I vaguely heard my daughter's laughter. But even until my death, I couldn't understand why my daughter wanted to harm me. When I opened my eyes again, I was back on the day I found out I was pregnant. The doctor happily patted my shoulder and said, "Ms. Jones, congratulations. Your 38th IVF attempt has finally succeeded. Quickly call your family to share the good news." But I stood there frozen like a stone. I was reborn, back to the day I just found out I was pregnant. I reached out with trembling hands, covering my lower abdomen with my palm, cold sweat covering my forehead. Sure enough, just as I expected, the next second, I clearly heard the voice of the child in my belly. She said, "Mom, please don't call Grandpa and Grandma. They value boys over girls. If they find out I'm a girl, they'll definitely give you abortion pills. I really want to live." I held my phone tightly, not rushing to make a decision. I clenched my fists, trying to calm my emotions, but my voice still trembled badly. I said, "I want to abort this child." Hearing my words, the doctors who were just congratulating me all froze in place. They knew how much I had suffered to get pregnant and never thought I would say something like this. A doctor patted my shoulder heavily and said, "Ms. Jones, this pregnancy might be your only chance in life to have a child. You have a body that's very difficult to conceive. You must think it through carefully." His words shattered my firm decision to have an abortion. In 6 whole years, I underwent 38 IVF treatments and endured hardships most people couldn't bear, just to finally conceive the child I always wanted. Should I really give up now? That moment of weakness left me without the courage to say, "I want an abortion" again. I comforted myself, thinking the voice I heard was just a hallucination caused by too much stress, or that as long as I ignored the child's thoughts, those terrible things wouldn't happen later. Because I couldn't make up my mind to have an abortion, I felt uneasy all along. Thinking about what was supposed to happen tonight in my previous life, I immediately called Waylon and Audrey to confirm their safety. After learning I was carrying a girl, they showed no sign of dislike. Instead, they were very happy and repeatedly reminded me to take care of myself. However, their passing in the previous life left a deep shadow on me, so I still couldn't feel at ease. After leaving the hospital,